Hi, everyone. It's Messina Morris. I am going to talk about the webinar that I just did with Dr. Bryan Alexander called Future Trends Forum. He's been doing this for, I think he said 10 years, and he's amassed over 400 or so videos on YouTube. You should definitely check him out. He's at Georgetown University. He's a dear colleague, and he and I did a webinar together about the AI University and for the Chronicle. And it was such a powerful conversation. And then he reached out to me and said, "Hey, Doc, we do this Future Trends Forum. It happens from 2 to 3 every now and again. Would you like to do it?" And I said yes. So he's been having a lot of conversations, he said, about AI, but he had not broached on AI and extended reality together, which is my niche. And so I just had a lovely time. He is an amazing host, a wonderful asker, interviewer. He has so many people who have such rich questions in the audience asking in real time. It felt like love. It felt like hope. It felt like I was amongst family. And I just thank him for the opportunity to allow me to shine a light on the work that I do. In terms of the future, using extended reality and AI, I think it's important to know that human beings increased the capability of artificial intelligence because human intelligence created artificial intelligence. And now it's more like human augmented intelligence that we are really dealing with. It is necessary that we understand how to put human beings first in this age of emerging technologies, and that as educators, we're actually leading the charge to how these technologies are being used in order to get knowledge, understanding, wisdom to our young people so that they can actually be prepared for the future of work. It is sincerely an important passion of mine to be able to do this work. I've worked with wonderful technology companies, ed tech companies, startups in this area. My purposeful partner, Victory XR, I roll with because they helped develop the digital twin of Morehouse College. They've also helped stand up alongside our Blueprint 200 Metaversities across the world. And I just admire the fact that I have been a part of that venture with them, making sure that educators get the right blueprint and don't go through the challenges that we had to endure while trying to create an immersive learning environment that works for them and their students. I think it's more important to note that there will be conversations that have to be had with technology companies about the way that they are handling the rollout of extended reality as well as AI within the educational ecosystem. No longer can we just think about bottom line and profits, but we have to think about the quality of human development that is going to take place and is paramount to the learning that happens. Our next, what our world is to become, is solely dependent on the way that we utilize technology right now. We cannot mishandle our youth with AI or extended reality the way that we did with social media. In the era of Web 2, we didn't do such a great job in protecting our youth. We didn't do it because we used, my generation, I know, Generation X, we use technology to stay connected. We use social media to be connected to people who we hadn't seen in a while. It was just amazing to be able to connect. We did not see the harms that it caused our young people who had to endure bullying, cyberbullying at that, on a global scale. We didn't see the harms of allowing our children to have so much access to them because we were so connected and it was a positive experience for us that we didn't see the negative things. And so one of my missions is to make sure that we don't use AI in a harmful way and it doesn't harm our young people the way that it did with social media. So I am making sure that I traverse the country. I'm currently at the HBCU Faculty Development Network Conference, and I am talking to faculty in higher education, and there are some K-12 educators that are here as well, about how we integrate emerging technologies into the curriculum. And how do we do that in a way that it allows a depth and breadth of knowledge versus any ill intent. Now, people talk a lot about academic dishonesty and they talk a lot about um, the way that AI is being used to cheat. I say this, let's change the conversation because we can. It is now time to start talking about how are we going to cite AI? How are we going to make sure that when these virtual environments are being created by the input that our young people put in, that the output is also being cited and the generative AI tool or the tool that they use is also being cited appropriately so that you can know that this was created with some help. Now, Grammarly is doing a wonderful job of that in the area of writing and for the humanities, where you can actually put in AI generated text, it will catch it and it will say, you should cite it, and this is how. And you can say what type of citation you want, whether it's APA or MLA. So you have to go as an educator and be a student yourself and go and tinker with some of these tools that are being targeted towards your students and show them how to use these tools effectively. Even in extended reality technologies, it's great that they can game. It's great that they can have these experiences, but they have to be healthy, hearty experiences full of rigor in a lot of ways. They have to be learning something. We have an entire generation of doom scrollers, but we also have a generation of builders and creators. These young people played Fortnite. They played Minecraft. They played Roblox. They were creators of their own worlds that they invited students in or other peers into and had a good time. And so we need to leverage that creativity, that capacity that they have to want to be in one another's presence, even across globes, even across cultures, even across norms, that has become a thing. I was asking my sons, because I have 5 of them, but I was asking one of my sons about racism and had he experienced racism on games because he plays with people from all across the world. And I asked my brother the same thing because he always is playing Madden or Call of Duty or all that kind of thing. And he was like, oh yeah, I've experienced being called out of my name. I've been, experienced, certain things. And I said, so what did you do? He said, I beat the brakes off of him, and then we got off the game. And so that the way that they even handle situations that could be as harmful or as scary as having, racism or even sexism in games. Because I have a gamer friend who is a female, and she's a middle-aged female because most gamers are, but she games in VR primarily. And she was talking about how, the kids laugh and then she just have to beat them. She just have to beat them at the game. And so there's so much to be said where we can close cultural divides, where we can also enlighten other people and have hard conversations in environments where play is involved, where it's learning about who we are and what we show up for and what matters. And you will see that the barriers of what divides us is so much smaller than what actually brings us together. So I urge you to continue to think about humanity as a whole and how do we bring this technology to every student across the globe in a way that is fruitful, in a way that is thoughtful, in a way that mentors them and gives them wisdom to be able to create the future of work in this world that we need to continue to thrive. So this is all about sustainability of human beings to have joy and a great quality of life, to solve complex problems, to close digital divides, to make sure that every child is seen, heard, loved, and understands their purpose and passion for the world, and that they were made for a particular purpose, and that is to create, to build knowledge, to, you know, just build the world up in a way that is beautiful. So I am going to leave you with this. Don't forget that human intelligence created artificial intelligence, and that human beings are also the creators of extended reality technologies and virtual spaces and worlds. And it is important that we have those people who are eager to create the worlds that they want to see, to create a better space for learning, for growing, for thriving, for all of humanity to be at the forefront of this initiative. And I look forward to more conversations. I look forward to you joining my school, One Metaversity, on school, skool.com/one metaversity. I will be training and teaching people about AI and extended reality technologies and how to find the lowest barrier of entry so that you can know where you belong in the embodiment of the internet called the metaverse. So the metaverse is not dead, my people. AI has given it its superpowers, and it is coming through strong and hard to make sure that everyone gets to experience a different type of internet than they have before. So visit me at unitethemetaverse.com and learn more about my work. See you later. Dr. Messina Morris signing off and going back to my conference.